Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. The garden can teach us so many lessons, and this is no exception. This is my half of my yin-yang garden that I had custom made, and in this garden area, I tend to keep leafy greens, lettuces, and herbs during the fall-winter months, and then I'll rotate it and I'll put melons and other things in the spring and summer. So here I've got some heads of romaine lettuce that are growing here along with some other mixes. And when it gets too warm, things get a little too heated in the environment, romaine lettuce will bolt. And basically this is an example of this. Basically, the lettuce is starting to shoot up flowers and go to seed. And when it gets like that, it can be very bitter in taste. And so as a result, a lot of growers tend to cut it out and get rid of it. Now, with that being said, can you eat this? Absolutely. If you choose to, you can. However, the taste is going to have a bite to it. It's, yeah. It's my bitter face. The taste is going to be bitter, and you may find it just unpleasant or unpalatable. And so a lot of times it's just for the best to get rid of it. In narcissistically abusive relationships, or in your dealings with a narcissistic or toxic individual, the same principle can apply. The narcissist, when things get too heated, when things get a little too warm, it could be from you figuring out the game they're playing with you. It could be that they're being pursued by the authorities because they're in trouble. They've committed a crime, or they've done something to break the law, or to maybe you have a restraining order and the narcissist is going against that. But it could even be within the context of an argument. Maybe you are getting into a verbal discussion or an argument with the narcissist, and you're starting to push some of their buttons. They like to push your buttons, but maybe you're pushing some of their buttons. Maybe you're triggering some of their inner shame, inner pain, and just feelings of insecurity or just abandonment, whatever it is. You may be triggering some things in the narcissist, and it may be getting heated that way to where they just are ready to abandon the argument. They may just leave the room, or they may just say, hey, I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is the end of this discussion. We're not talking about this anymore. Stop talking about it. You may figure out who and what you're dealing with, and things may be getting heated that way, and the narcissist will bolt. Narcissists are runners. They are constantly running from their trauma from childhood. They're running from their pain, their shame. They're running from their feelings of insecurity. They're running from a stack of failures. They're running from broken relationships, a string of just destroyed contacts, burned bridges. They're constantly running. And the narcissist, just like the romaine lettuce here, will bolt. And the narcissist doesn't necessarily, or may not necessarily, want to bolt from the standpoint of getting comfortable with you carrying the relationship or meeting their needs, whether it's physical, emotional, whatever it is, relational, just having somebody around so that they have a distraction from dealing with the truth about who and what they really are. But just like this lettuce, the narcissist will bolt when it gets too warm. I think for romaine, it's about 75 degrees when it starts to bolt. So I'm kind of scrambling to harvest the rest and make sure that we use it so that we don't have the harvest go to waste. But this little guy happened to bolt, and so, I cut it off. You watch me cut it off, and I'm gonna get rid of it. It's very bitter, I can assure you, but the narcissist will also bolt from you and others when things get too heated, when things get a little too close for comfort, a little too warm and unpleasant for them. And in the process, they may lash out in bitterness, and from the triggers, from being triggered, from having that inner pain, shame, turmoil, insecurity, and whatever else is going on with them, exposure activated, they may lash out in bitterness. And being in a narcissistically or abusive or toxic relationship may leave you feeling bitter, feeling, having a bad taste in your mouth. So that being said, just like the romaine lettuce, you can choose to continue to deal with the narcissist or keep them around, or continue to engage with them or indulge in that relationship, but it's not going to be very pleasant. It's not going to be very palatable, and it may leave you with a bitter taste in your mouth, and it may even be upsetting to you in a variety of ways as well. This isn't really the ideal way to enjoy romaine. It's better to enjoy it when it's not bolted, like some of these other plants that I have, which, will taste better. We'll be able to reap the benefits, enjoy the flavor, whether it's in a salad or whether it's in a lettuce wrap or whatever the case is. Whatever we decide to use it for, it's going to be a lot better being enjoyed without the bolting. I remember as a kid, my dad would leave us for days at a time. We're having a long weekend right now, but I remember my dad would leave us for weekends at a time, and he would go live another life and, use and abuse substances and deal with a whole different class of people or group of people that were not our family. And I know that was really hard for me. I really struggled a lot during those tumultuous years, especially like in high school, with him coming and going and coming back and acting like nothing happened. And it really left a bitter taste in my mouth when he would, whatever was going on with him that would trigger his inner pain and turmoil, shame, trauma from childhood, and he would just bolt and leave our family. And it really hurt a lot. You deserve so much better than to subject yourself to that kind of pain and that kind of back and forth and those kinds of feelings of bitterness and just not being able to enjoy your family, enjoy your relationships. You deserve to be in relationships that you can enjoy, that are mutually beneficial and that are healthy, right? Anyway, just a lesson from the garden. But narcissists, just like romaine lettuce, when things get a little too warm in their environment, can bolt. And while you definitely can pursue the relationship or choose to stay in the relationship, chances are it's going to leave a bitter taste in your mouth, and it may even be upsetting to you in a variety of ways, and just not the best, not the healthiest for you. In that case, it really is best to cut it off, to go and stay no contact or low contact if you have children involved and for some reason you have to maintain some level of contact. But other than that, it's best to cut it off and get rid of it for the sake of your own health and well-being. You deserve to be in a healthy relationship that you can enjoy. You're not alone, and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with. Know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.